Hello, everyone, and welcome to my podcast. Welcome to the Talk Podcast. I'm your host, Aisha Vivian. The first topic in this podcast is the hookup culture. I want to start a season of about 3 to maybe 5 episodes on this topic, talking about what it means, how it started, how it has changed, and what the downsides and consequences of the hookup culture are. It's nothing new, but over time, it has become more extreme, damaging, and dangerous, especially the psychological effects. Recent cultural changes have normalized hooking up. No commitments, no responsibilities. These seems to be the easy way out. People no longer want responsibilities. So, what is it? What is the hookup culture? It's a culture that accepts and encourages sexual encounters. Casual sexual encounters, including one-night stands and other related activities, without involving emotional intimacy, commitment, or a committed relationship. So, when did this all start? In the 1920s, with the advent of automobile and new entertainment options such as novels, movies, and theaters, instead of solely sitting at home under the watchful eyes of parents, young adults left home and were now able to explore their sexuality more freely. In the 1960s, young adults became even more sexually liberal with the rise of feminism, the widespread availability of contraceptive, birth control, and the increasing numbers of college parties that featured sex. Today's sexual behavior outside traditional romantic couple relationships has become increasingly typical. This change in sexuality is influenced by pop culture and the media. They have become a source of sex education, filled with false or extreme representations of sexuality. The media suggests that hookups can be both physically and emotionally pleasurable without strings attached. Is that true? I don't think so. The effects. Hookups have now replaced traditional dating. What does that mean? Change or replace traditional dating? And who is affected by this? We do hear a lot how women say they enjoy their sexual freedom. It is empowering. But my personal opinion on this, I don't think at all it is empowering. I believe women are hurting and losing. There are a lot of negative effects that come with the hookup culture. There was a time where women were valued on a high standard, and before you could go out with a woman, you need to prove yourself as a man. Take her out, treat her right, all that good stuff. But with the new culture of hooking up, due to the sexual revolution, we now only hear Netflix and chill. So women have been supporting this new way of dating, just hooking up. But long term, what is the gain? I can see why a lot of women would think this movement of hooking up with people randomly is empowering, because it gives them a lot of attention, it is easy, and it's maybe fun. But long term, men are actually winning. Men do want to have sex, and men don't necessarily have to or want to commit. So now we are making it even more easy or easier for them to just get what they initially want, which is the fun part. There was a time, as I said, where women were held to a very high standard, but nowadays men don't even need to put effort to have sex with a woman anymore. They could do the bare minimum or actually nothing, because women are already giving it up so easy. But that's maybe a topic on its own. Another way this has changed in modern times is with online dating, where people have this idea of endless options to pick from, but that's not actually true. So this is also a bit of a topic on its own, but it fits into this whole overall topic of hookups and sexual revolution. How women actually on online dating apps, 80% of women actually swipe only for the 20% of men. And on the other hand, 80 to 85% of men would love to get to know a woman, but they are not being noticed by these women because the average man nowadays is not being seen or recognized, while all these women, the 80%, are chasing the same guy. They are all chasing the same types of men, the same looks, the same attributes. They want the tallest, the most attractive, the richest man that they think they have reached to, but that's not true. And even if it can happen, because for a woman it's quite easy, even if you're not the most attractive, you're still able to get attention from the so-called hot guy. But the so-called hot guy is really not picking you for a relationship. And why should he, when he has so much options out there, when he knows there's so many women chasing him? So I don't really believe in this hookup culture. I don't really believe in online dating that much, because people don't really get together. They have these ideas in their mind, but it's not realistic. So the last few days, actually weeks, because I've been interested in this topic for quite some time now. So I've been reading and doing some research, and I found a bunch. And what I found was, for example, a survey that took about 2,000 women. It's a survey from the Institution of American Values, and they asked these women, what do they actually want? So it's interesting to note, while modern relationship culture is dominated by hookup culture, however, that's not what people actually want. It showed that 60% of the women hope to find their spouse in college, and over 80% of young women viewed marriage as an important goal. So there is this hope and want, and this initial feeling inside, but people want A and then they do B. They want to be in a committed relationship. They want to get married one day, but they, instead of putting the work or learning how to stay in a healthy committed relationship, because that's hard and that takes responsibility nowadays, they are falling into the easy path, which is the hookup culture. Something else that I found was, and there's a bunch out there. You guys can go on the internet. I know we all spend so much time online. You guys can do your own research, and you will find out that hookup culture comes with risk, regrets, and mental health issues. There is danger to hooking up with people randomly on multiple occasions. The danger around this is, especially for young kids, adolescents, it harms you in a psychological way. It can also be harmful physically, because if you're not that educated on sex and you meet someone that you don't know, what for them, him, she, I don't know, could be pleasurable, could be actually harmful, painful, and your worst experience. Just because you didn't take the time to vet that person, to understand and get to know that person, you are putting yourself in a risky position. The other risk that comes with it is contracting STDs. This is something people just ignore all around. I see it even with like going partying, and you just start drinking randomly from everyone, or you see people just start making out with each other. Everyone can do whatever they want, but there's not even a ground to say I know that person, and you just kissing them, you're getting intimate with them, you're sharing body liquid with them, while someone could really be ill and you could easily catch that. That's one of the risks. The other risk is unwanted pregnancies. The hookup culture seems to be glitz and glamour, fun, and it's super empowering, but no one talks about all the unwanted pregnancies that come along, and then possibly the end result of abortion. In the US, that's quite a big thing. People having casual sex, not using protection, and ending up pregnant, women ending up pregnant, and then the next way to solve that issue is to go and abort the baby. But that's another topic on its own. What I also found, it destroys slowly, really. It's not going to happen on the first 2-3 hookups, but slowly it destroys the person's state of mind. You start questioning yourself. Is this the right thing? Is this ethical? You feel as if you've violated the most important or your internal standard, despite of hearing all of this push outs on social media, all the posts, all the messages that are saying hookup culture is normal today. You're left alone with a feeling of shame, guilt, and low self-esteem. Another big issue that comes with this is peer pressure. I do believe that young people feel pressured to tap into this culture because they don't want to feel like they are missing out on something. But I can tell you, you are not missing out on anything. By giving up the most valuable and by putting your physical and mental state at risk, I can assure you, you are not missing out on anything. So I hope you guys are curious, interested in listening to more about this topic. As I said, I want to start a whole season with 3 to 5 episodes on this. I hope you guys are interested to join in. And I want to let everyone know that you don't have to join this idea of hookup culture. You don't have to tap into it. The sexual revolution is a joke. And people who've been in this, and you know deeply in your mind, in your body, in your heart and soul, that this is not the right thing for you to do. You cannot carry this, then you shouldn't keep doing this. It's okay to say, I'm letting off of this. I don't want to become or be or stay in this position of life. So guys, however, I hope you're going to enjoy this podcast and have a great time.